guys, welcome to another video on shortcuts, and in this video we'll be exploring quite a good number of shortcuts, the ones you use often. Okay, now there's no point learning shortcuts you will not use time to time. Okay, so we'll only be looking at or considering shortcuts that are useful in day-to-day use. Now your day-to-day use also depends largely on what you do. Okay, the shortcuts you might consider not so useful might be what someone else uses day to day. Okay. Now, one thing I will do is that, so it's important for you to stick through the video. At some point in the video, I'll be revealing an ultimate shortcut where you don't need to memorize, as it were, all the shortcuts we'll be looking at. You don't need to memorize them. There's an ultimate shortcut. It never fails. It always works. Trust me. Okay, so stick around for the ultimate shortcut. But however, you should does that mean it's a replacement for other things you're learning? No, you decide. So let's look at some common shortcuts that we'll be learning now. Yeah, you I know some of you are crazy, like, what are you staring at? Is this not an Excel sheet? Okay, yeah, I know, but there is I have a gift for you up here. Those small presents. Okay, so let's scroll up. Boom. Oh, ouch. Okay. Don't come at me. I don't plan to come at you as well. I'm new to Excel. That's not. By the way, this picture is from a Facebook post. I'm not sure which one. I got it through a Google search, so I didn't actually see the main Facebook post. So I just wanted to put something there, and you will see that it's the thumbnail for this. Just maybe touch it, do something on it. It will be the thumbnail for this video anyway. So yeah, are you new to Excel? Oh, you're welcome. We like you. You're welcome. I don't know who sat and did this, but it's nice. I just feel it's cool. Only mouse. That's nice. Both mouse and shortcuts, thumbs up, not bad. Only shortcuts, the wizardry mode. Okay. I know it's crazy. Like, what the? You just show us the shortcut yet? Yeah, I know, but no, we can add some fun. All right. Now let's go back. Okay. Now the point of shortcut is not necessarily one important thing we can dispute is efficiency, no doubt, because you will not be able to tell how much time you're losing by clicking the mouse every time. You won't be able to tell. Trust me, until you start measuring your time, how long you spend at work, and you start taking note of some things, right? You won't be able to tell you're wasting much time. You just feel it's not that much. Okay, but beyond the efficiency is the cognitive flow. What do I mean by cognitive flow? Don't worry about the cognitive English. The flow. The flow is that now using your mouse every time, I have to click here, have to click here. Of course, in the previous video, that's what I do. Okay. Now, what happens when we have to touch our mouse to click here and click here? It breaks the flow. What about we leave the mouse completely? How do you think that will feel? Now, anytime you have to go all the way to your mouse, see it as you're studying, you're learning, and then you have to get a cup of water. No doubt that's important, right? You have to get a cup of water. That's like a breaking flow. Yeah, I don't know. You're not getting it. You getting it? Right. That's it. So we want to keep the flow, keep it so good, and we want to keep efficiency, time. We want to be able to do some things very fast. How do we get that done? Let's go to the first one. It says mouse off, so we don't touch our mouse. Okay, not necessarily top 15. So here we have the shortcuts and what it does. Okay, yeah, okay, I put that down there. Ultimate shortcuts. Stay tuned. No, now the first one, Control and arrow key. So we might need to grab in some data, right? Let's grab some data quickly. and see what we can do with that. Let's just say name. We'll say email. All right, we're not typing. We'll just bring in something quickly. Just delete this. Yeah, we'll just work with this data. Okay, we'll be working with this data to make things fast. Why is this? Why is there a border right there? Not sure why. Let's just remove that. No border. Okay, cool. All right. So we want to practice the arrow keys. Jump to the edge of your data. Right. For example, let me start with this. How many rows does Excel have? You keep scrolling. Let's scroll. Let's scroll. Pay attention to keep your eye on this number. Okay, keep your eye on the number. Keep scrolling. We can keep doing this till eternity to go those line. You can take 15 minutes of your time, 30 minutes of your time to keep scrolling, but you ain't gonna get anything, right? So how do we see? How do we jump to the last row? For example, let me click somewhere here, a blank row, and I'll do control. No, the first one, arrow keys, so control down, boom, 1,048,576 right there. 1,048,576. So that's what we got. I want to jump back up, control, jump back up. That's just it. Now, how does it work? It jumps to the first non-blank row. If you're working, if you click on it when you're in a blank row, it will jump to the last blank row. What does that mean? I put my cursor here, okay, control, arrow down. You can see it stops at 10 first. And that's why we can easily, if I click control again, arrow forward, see, non-blank row. Because this data is non-blank, so it will stop here first, assuming this is not part of the data. If I click again, then it jumps to the next non-blank row, okay? So the first thing is, it jumps to the non-blank row, then all the way down. So I'm coming up again, non-blank, and then all the way up. Do you see how it works? Good. So I want to go up, I jump to the last one, jump here, jump, you can see. So we can jump to the edges of our data using that shortcut. You can see, these are the number of columns we have. All right. Now, the next one is arrow with shift keys. I want to select while moving. So I'll hold control and shift. This time, not just control, but control shift. I highlight, you can see, highlight my data at once. So you want to select, for example, you're working in a formula, right? You want to select a long row of data. You don't click on the first one and then start scrolling down that way. So if you're in a formula, for example, I want to do a sum. I just select this, select the first one, Ctrl Shift, arrow down, boom, that's all. It does it for me. Okay, very good, very handy. Next one is Ctrl Space and Shift Space. So Ctrl Space, select a column, Shift Space, select a row. That's because I've selected the column. Shift Space, select a row, right? Very easy. Shift Space, select an entire row, Ctrl Space, select an entire column. Very easy, very easy. Okay, it can come in handy for you depend if you're majorly when you're working with large rows of data or large column of data and you want to format quickly, right? So that's something you can want to do, and you want to make sure the formatting goes across. Okay, now next thing is Ctrl T. Of course, we've used that a couple of times. Just click anywhere in your data and then you do your Ctrl T. It shows you this dialog box. Yeah, my table as it does, and you can see it was smart enough to highlight the entire row or the entire range of our data, right? Now click OK, and boom, we have that weird looking top color. Just keep it on yeah, let's skip this guy for now. Or should we just do it our way? Clear that. Okay. Now, by default, it comes with, okay, let's select. See, I'll click on the first one. I want to give it a normal background color. Select the first one, Ctrl Shift, then arrow right, and come here and do our gray color. Okay, then Ctrl B. Oops, okay, it's bold already. Is the background showing? Okay, it is. Now, I don't want this filter, right? I probably don't want this filter. And because we put our data into a table, we get a filter by default. So something we can use to toggle the filter quickly is Ctrl Shift L. And boom, you can see it's back or it's off. I want it back on, I click on it. I want it back off, I click on it. Toggle like that. Hold Ctrl Shift and then hit L on your keyboard. L for lion. Okay. All right, that's just it. Very easy. We want to, okay, that's that. Now, one auto fit columns. This is very handy. This is more like, okay, I will not let the cat out of the bag now. I mean, I will not let the bag out of the cat. Yeah, yeah, the bag is the one holding, the cat is the one holding the bag. So I will not let the bag out of the cat. Don't think about what I just said. Okay, now we want to auto fit columns, right? And you know, of course, there are other ways to do this. Like I said, some of these shortcuts have to put them together. Some you not really use. Some you use more. You know, depending on the use case, what you remember, what works for you. Okay, so Alt H O I, and then you have it auto fits. You can see you barely saw what happened. Yeah, I know. So it's auto fits everything at once. Auto fits. Normally, you get that from here, formats. Then you see auto fits, auto fit column width. Same applies for row. Okay, same applies for row. That's that. That's how it's done. That's how it's done. Again, if I do this now, boom, right? Whatever works for you, anyone you remember quickly, or use the other way. Click on this, you're good to go. All right, nice. So let's say, for example, we want today's date for whatever reason. You can just do a control semicolon. Give you today's date right away. Okay, just like that. Take that out. Yeah, let's do our green color. Right, green color. Okay, background. Is it the background we make green? I know, low contrast. Good, good, good. That's not good. I think we just make the text itself green. Yeah, keep things simple. Oops, make it bold as well. Okay. All right, all right. Yeah, our control shift 1, shift 2, shift 3, shift 4, shift 5, shift 6. I think up to 7, up to 6. They have good functions. Now, for example, we want to format numbers to decimal places. Okay, and just do this. Control space. You can see easy peasy. You just select space bar. Yeah, so you just select that column for me. Smart enough to pick. Of course, we have formatted our data as a table, so it's smart enough to pick that range for us. So what do I want to do? I want to format to 2 decimal place. I'll just do what? Control Shift 1. Easy. So if the decimals are too much and you want to easily put them into 2 decimal place, you use Ctrl Shift 1. Or if the decimals, of course, for let's say prices of things, you want to keep the 2 decimal place for cents, for kobo, for pence, depending on the country or the region, depending on your currency, what you spend, you know. So that's how we do it. So format as date. Now you can see our number. This right here is formatted as date. Of course, I don't want to do that. So this is formatted as date. Control space. This is formatted as numbers, right? It's basically numbers, general formatting. So we want to format as dates quickly. Control Shift 3. And then we have them as dates. You might not necessarily like the format, but you're getting a date format. Okay, very good. The next thing is format as currency. The same thing we want to do for this. Format as currency, Control Shift 4. Now we get our currency. Nice looking. Easy peasy, very fast. We don't have to click or click this place and go down. And then no. We don't have to do all of that. Okay. Now, let me just click on that, format the cells. Yeah, I know it's still coming up here. Very soon I will have to click once I show you. Formatted as currency up to that point. All right. Next one is to format as percentage. I'm not sure why we want to format any of this as percentage, but let's try this. Okay, let's use that with this. Format as percentage. Ctrl Shift 5. And you can see now one tip, one idea is that I hope you notice that if you look at your keyboard, the key 5 actually has percentage. Okay, key 5 is actually percentage. Key 4 actually has the dollar symbol, right? Works for currency. So I'm just giving you some other hints that you might want to look out for on why the what's it called is not giving you what it, no, don't generalize this, don't blow this out of proportion, just giving you some hints to look out for. Okay, now like I said, this is not meant to be in currency, so I want to take it back to, we just formatted in currency, Ctrl Shift 5. Now I want to take it back to the way it was, Ctrl Shift and the tilde sign. So easy like that. Tilde sign is this sign. Okay, that's a tilde sign. So we've been able to bring it back to the normal formats. Okay, now the next thing is repeat last action, right? I want to repeat last action. If I, let me use this. Okay, this is in the last action we did was to bring it back. Okay, let me undo that. Now let me redo it. Just do it again. Ctrl Shift 5, make it percentage. Now I want to repeat that action, so I'll select this way and do F4. Okay, so that makes it easier. For example, I want to do this F4. You see that? I want to do this. Of course, this will not work. F4, because this is a text data. So you want to apply, you want to perform the last action. That means the last thing you did, you want to do that to your data. Okay, so let's bring this back as date. Undo, undo, undo. Do not forget F4. It is very handy. It comes in handy in one of the videos. Now, it's not like Format Painter. Format Painter copies the style and all of that. But the last thing I did, I want to repeat it here. You can just do that, right? When the use case comes, you just did something in a cell, you want to do that in another cell, just repeat the action. Okay. The last action, do not forget, repeat the last action, the last one, not 2 steps away. Okay. Good, 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 good. All right, next thing is to, okay, control page up and page down. You can switch between pages. So control page up, switch, control page down, switch back. Nice. And now for referencing, we've done that, of course, in formulas. So let's say I want to do this, multiply by 6. Let's put the 6 somewhere here, or 9. Okay. So take this out, reference this, hit enter. I want to drag that down a bit. See its multiplication, drag down. I'm getting all zeros. How do I fix it? Click on what I want to lock. It's F4. If F4 alone is not working for you, do not forget to use the FN. FN, you find FN towards the bottom left. Yeah, bottom left, where you have the control and all kinds. Whether if you're Mac, you see the control command. Yeah, somewhere in that area. I think that you just have a command. Okay. So yeah, we just use FN, F4. Okay. Then we'll fill down again. Boom. Now we're getting right value. Okay. Delete that. Delete this as well. So control page down, switch sheets, F4, auto sum, right? I want to do alt equal to right here. Boom, just fast, very fast. I don't need to highlight, I don't need to drag. Excel does the heavy lifting for me. It does the work behind the scene. It does the maths for me. Okay, let me take that out. You can see how fast that is. Just alt equal to. And however, if you want to see now, some of these shortcuts are just something you have all around, not magic. Okay. For example, if I come to auto sum, you can see saying sum is alt plus equal to, says automatically add a quick calculation in your worksheet such as sum or average. You see, just does that for you. See, you have all of them there. Nice, nice. So Control Enter to field selection. Let's see how this works. Now for this, we might want to do something like this. Okay. Now do we do that? Click anywhere within your data. That's another tip, or another hint, or another shortcut. Then do Control A. It selects that range of data. Okay. I want to do Control F. Not find and select. Go to special. This guy. Go to special. So let's say, for example, now I'll click on blanks and click OK. Now, what did you notice? All blank cells are highlighted. Okay. And what do I want to do? I want to replace all the blank cells with 0. Now, I'll just type 0. You can notice that 0 is only appearing right here. So for me to fill it, I have to use Control with Enter. If I use just Control, it only enters into that cell. So I'll do Control, Enter, and it fills everything up. You can see. If I have more than that, it fills everything up for me. So the same thing as this, could have filled that. All right, what's next? Formatting. Of course, our format cell. Let's say we want to do things like center across selection. Want to do general formatting. Or for example, I don't like this date, right? I don't like this. I want to quickly format it. Control 1. We've used this a couple of times. You see, then go to this. All your formatting options are here. Pick any dates, short dates, long dates, date. Okay. So I can change it that way. All right. What's next? Control E for flash fill. So let's do something. Let's add something to our data. So say first name, last name, Jane Smith. So Control E, flash fill. You see, I don't have to go anywhere. Control E again, flash fill. Boom. Splitted it for me. Can you see how fast that is? Before you click your mouse, before you go to this place. Okay. So let's do it with mouse. So you see the efficiency. Let's see how many seconds it takes. I've done this. Can we pull up a timer? No, let's just count together. 1, 2, 3, 4. You see, I'm trying to click it and click fast. One of the issues. 7, 8, 9. I don't know, my counting might not be accurate. 11, 12, 13. Okay, because I'm counting now, I can't focus. Okay. Now you count with me, okay? And tell me which one is faster. Now, I just type this two out. Now go, okay? Boom. Down here, flash fill. Do 40 seconds, go back there, flash fill. Of course, it might be faster than me. But you see, you get the idea, right? That's gonna take long. Unlike when you just do Control E, flash fill, click on the second one, Control E, flash fill, boom, good to go. In fact, faster. Okay, Control E, tab, Control E, right? We know that when we're moving across a row, we move with tab. When we're moving down a column, we move with enter. Okay, you see, move with enter. You want to go back up, shift enter, you hold shift and you come back up. So I want to come back up, shift enter and shift tab. Oops, that's shift space. Shift tab, you go backwards. Tab, go forward, shift tab, go backwards. Enter, go downwards, shift enter, go back upwards. Easy. So you don't have to click your mouse and leave your mouse. Now, the truth about this whole thing is that it's what you use that you remember, okay? So don't stress your brain or fight it that, okay, how do I don't feel overwhelmed. Just have them close to you, okay? So that when you start using them, comfortable with them. You don't have to think about it anymore. You just, oh, when I want to do this, just click this shortcut and then you just do things like that. And you feel like it's wizardry, okay? So that's the way it is. So if you know you use some of these things, you do some of these things often, then you might want to stick. You might want to make the shortcut for them. The things you do stick, okay? Since you use them often. If you don't use them, if you rarely use any of this, then I would not really say you master the shortcuts. You can just stick to the ultimate shortcut that is coming. All right. So same flash view. I think this is the last one. Yeah, last one. Nothing serious, nothing so much. So Ctrl A, then we'll say Alt HBA, Alt HBA, and put border. That's it, just so fast. It's looking weird. I don't like that border color anyway. So I'm just gonna do that. All right. So yeah, that's just a few shortcuts. So what we have, let me just do Format Painter. I mean, something like Format Painter will have a shortcut, won't it? Yes, it does. It does. It does. We're going to see some couple of things. So we're done with mouse off. No mouse. No mouse. Let the mouse go. Let the mouse go. For now, you can still be in this zone, both mouse and shortcuts, until you ascend to the guru level, wizardry mode, and or ninja mode, where you just stop using shortcut, just move silently. Pa, 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 pa. Nobody sees anything moving around. You just jump here, jump there, jump there, jump there. And I'm very certain that after this video, I'll probably remember some shortcuts I didn't mention again, right? So yes, the point is, what will be the ultimate shortcut key? Yeah, we'll come into that. Let's look at this. Oh, this is 2, 3. I think it should be 3. All right, this should be 2. Just 2, 1 and 2. So for pivot tables, we have Alt NV. So I want to put this into pivot table and just do Alt NV. So okay, hold on. Alt NV. Nope. Yeah, it's not so efficient, but it's cool. It's cool, not bad. When you use it often, you get used to it. That's how it feels when you first use it. Showing you, so it feels weird at first usage if you're not using it often. Then that's for a new sheet. Just click OK, cancel. For an existing sheet, I think there's one for existing sheet. I'm not sure again. I don't remember. All right, refreshing pivot tables. Now, when is this useful? That point where you, let's say, had new columns. If we had created a pivot table before we added these two, you'll probably not be there, right? So we can use F5, Alt F5 to do the refresh very quickly. To refresh our pivot table, Ctrl Alt F5 to select all the pivot tables, an entire pivot table, particular pivot table. Ctrl A to group things to create pivot chart directly on the same sheet, Alt F1 on a new sheet 11. Okay, group selected items. You might not be used to grouping, but we'll not be doing that in this video. And to ungroup the items, or shift arrow, or shift right arrow, left arrow, group and ungroup. Open pivot table wizard. That's one cool thing. Alt DP. Okay, and yes, now the ultimate shortcuts. What have we, this is the moment you're probably waiting for. Yeah, let's just get into it. Now, here's the ultimate shortcut. Alternate is the key. ALT. ALT, you can see this guy and this guy are both using the ultimate shortcut keyboard. Okay, now let's look at it. Pay attention. I'll hit Alt on my keyboard. What happens? I see some other alphabets appear. So if I go to H, for example, it shows all of those keys again. You can see how nice that is. It shows all those keys again. Now, anything you want to do, you just have to look for the alphabet. For example, I want to autofit that we did earlier. Autofit is somewhere under formats, O, and you can see hi, autofit. So that's how we got there. You can see now that you can do a lot of things without having to memorize all the shortcuts, right? So just hit Alt on your keyboard. Just hit Alt on your keyboard, and then you get all of that. So you want to go pivot, you want to go data, A. What do you want to do? Text to column, E. Oops, no data was passed. Fine. Let's say I want to use this, right? Alt A E, and boom, there I go. Okay. So whenever, like I said, do you have to memorize it? No. So do not forget, alternate is the major shortcuts, and you can reach anywhere. You can see Alt. That means Alt 1 will save directly, will save your file. Okay. So Alt 1, file is saved. That's just it. Very simple. You can create your shortcuts from there. You can have new shortcuts. You will not have to ever remember any of the shortcuts again, because you can easily move that way instead of clicking your mouse. So whatever works for you. That's just it. That's just it. Let's look at what we have here. Okay, this is for you, and this is just some exercise for you to do, right? We have this data. Of course, you need to split the data first. First things first. FTF. Don't mind me. I don't know if that's a general kind of word, but yeah, that's fine. Next thing is select. You of course using your shortcut arrow. You select, put in table. Do your fix the dates. Select column D and E. Do for numbers. Do odd sum or total sum and all of that. No, just feel free to practice with this. Dataset will be in the description. Link to this will be in the link to the description below. Right, I think that's all for shortcuts. If you know some other shortcuts I didn't mention, they're very handy, they're fast to use, too well to comment them in the comment section. Let someone else learn from your knowledge. Share, 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 share. It might be very useful, it might be handy. All right, do not forget the ultimate shortcut, alternate key. That is the way. All right, so that's all for now. See you in future videos.